In this tutorial, we're going to look at string streams in C++. I wanted to show you constructor parameters in this tutorial, but I realized that we really could do with looking at string streams first. String streams let you concatenate disparate types of data, like, for example, a double and a string into a single string. So I've created this program here and I've got rid of everything apart from just the main function and the return method so that we can look at this from scratch, so to speak. So I'm going to start by declaring int, which I'll call age, and let's set that equal to 32. And I'll also declare a string here, which I'll call name, and we'll set that equal to Bob. Now, supposing we want a single string here that includes both of these bits of information. Well, we could output them both using the cout statement, but that's only good if we want to output these immediately. We could output these with a single cout statement and some put-to operators. We've seen that before. But what if we want to build up a string containing both of these bits of information so that we can use it elsewhere in the program? Well, the first thing here is that I need to include iostream so that I can use string. So let's go ahead and do that, include iostream. And it might be iostream.h on your system. You might need string.h or something different. But if you do, you'll find out at this point. And of course, you'll need to Google for that information for your compiler. And we also need to say using name space standard, just so std, just so that we can use the string. Now, what we'd like to do is something like this: string info equals age. Let's say name colon plus name plus and some punctuation, and let's say age colon plus age. And of course we could output that with cout if it worked. We could say cout info endler. Now that doesn't work. We don't see any errors here in Eclipse, at least not for the GNU compiler that I'm using, but let's try to build it. And what we find is we get a load of errors here, and if we just go to the top, we see that it's telling me the problem is this plus sign here. It's the plus sign, this one here. And the reason for that is that plus is not defined for a string, which this lot is, and an age, and an int, which this is. So we could add two ints together, that's no problem. We can concatenate two strings with a plus sign, that's no problem. But we can't concatenate an int with a string. And to get around that, we can use a class called string stream. The first thing we need to do is include at the top here, and we need to include string, I think it's called S stream, SS stream. So this, I'm pretty sure it is called different things on different compilers, maybe not, but it's worth just putting the include in, commenting out anything else that gives you an error for the moment, and just checking that you can compile the project, make sure it's saved, and compile it just with that include stream. We've also got some error here. Oh, it's just a warning. Yeah, so it actually, the build has actually been successful and we can run it. We've just got a warning because we're not using these variables, I suppose. Now, if you can't build and run this program with no output like this, then and you have an error that's pointing to this line, then it may be called something different on your system, like stream.h, or even, I don't know, even string.h or something. And you just need to Google that for your compiler. You know, Google string stream, Visual C++ or whatever. But here it's fine. And what I can do now is declare an object of the type string stream, which I'll call SS, string stream. And again, I'm going to save that and I'm going to build it. And I'd recommend you do the same and just check that you don't get any errors. We're getting this warning about these unused variables, but I could just comment those out. Maybe that's better. Just build it and it should look pretty good. Yeah, so we've got no errors. If you do get an error, again, just Google string stream for your compiler and see if it's called something different there. You need to make sure that you've got using namespace standard, because not only strings cout, but also string stream are in this namespace, and we'll look at namespaces in future. So once you've got this working with the include and with the actual variable declared of type string stream, you can go ahead and use it. So streams in programming are the streams of data, basically, the things that you can send data to or get data from. So this represents a kind of stream that is used to build up a string. So now, instead of this, which doesn't work, what we can do is we can say ss, use the put to operator, just as we do out with this, which is the console output stream. So ss put to, and let's say age is colon, and then we'll use another line and ss put to age, and actually let's put at the start here ss put to name is colon and ss put to name, and then just before age I'll put in some punctuation just to split it up visually. And now finally in our cout we can do cout ss dot str, and the dot str method of string stream converts it to an actual string. Let's run that and see if it works. So now we've got name is Bob, age is 32. So now we could pass this this object around, or even we could convert it to a string. Let's say we could say string info equals ss.str, and then we could just output info in our cout. So the object of all of this here was just to get this information in a single string, info, and we can then do what we like with it. In this case, we're just going to output it down here. So to practice this, and it's important to practice, just again declare some variables. You can use doubles, ints, strings, whatever comes to mind really. Try it with anything that you feel like trying it with, and then use a string stream to turn it all into a single string and then output it. And we'll use that later, and if anything doesn't work, don't hesitate to Google for how to do this for your particular compiler. So we'll leave it there for this tutorial, and until next time.